This is the NFL Play Football Podcast, and I'm Jeff Fisher of High School Football America. The NFL celebrates youth and high school football year-round through camps, activities, NFL flag, and tackle leagues. The Play Football Initiative provides a fun and engaging experience for players of all ages and skill levels, equipping young people with key life skills that are building blocks to success on and off the field. Heading to outside of Atlanta, Georgia, the community of Roswell. A lot of great sports tradition at Roswell High School, and we're going to be joined in just a second here by the Atlanta Falcons. Coach of the Week for Week 8, Emily Hoza. She is the head coach of the girls flag football team, and for those of you unaware, George is the leader when it comes to girls flag football. The owner of the Falcons, Arthur Blank, and his foundation and the team itself is just doing a great job of promoting girls flag. It's a sanctioned sport in the state of Georgia, and Coach Hoza is doing a great job there building the program up over the last several years, and she's on the line right now to talk about the honor and all the great stuff she's doing for flag in the state of Georgia. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Hey, yeah, so this is Roswell High School's second year with flag football. And we've done a lot. We built the program within the past 2 years, from not even knowing how to start a booster club to, having one of my girls be the trailblazer for the Atlanta Falcons. So we've come a long way, and, it came with some hard work, but also the school's been awesome. My booster club has just been phenomenal, and it all comes down to the girls, and they've been just the rock of this program, and they love it, and they come out every day just wanting to get better.
Yeah, and it's not often that you get to do something like from square one when it's 2022, right? It kind of seems like everything's already been done, so you're just kind of building off of things. So what are some of the hardest things you had to do? You say you got the booster club and that going, and what were some of the easiest things that you thought might be harder than they actually were?
So the easiest thing was getting the girls to come out. So I used to coach girls varsity basketball with Coach Antonio Wade, and, he left to go to Forsyth Central, and I was like, I'm going to start this program of flag football and kind of leave the basketball route and start my own thing. And a lot of the basketball girls I knew, and they all play soccer and lacrosse, and then the word got out, and all these multi-sport athletes just all came together, and they're like, we want to play this sport. So the cool thing is teaching it different ways, like teaching zone defense, and I'll pull my basketball girls, be like, it's just like basketball, and stuff like that. So, that was the easy part, is kind of teaching them within their vocabulary terms of other school or other sports. So that was fun. They all came out, and we're just like ready to roll. So coachable, and their mindset was like, we want to win. So that was a real big blessing to have with coaching other sports here at Roswell.
I can imagine. Emily Hoza, the Falcons Coach of the Week, joining us here on the NFL Play Football Podcast. And Coach, I mentioned at the top, Roswell has great sports tradition. I've only lived here for the last 4 years, but covering football around the country, I know how good it is. Tell us a little bit about Roswell in general, the community, and how sports fits in to the community, and now how they've embraced the flag aspect that they have over the last couple of years.
Yeah, so the community in Roswell is just fantastic. Like, if you go by our stadium, there's so many banners of local places that just want to support, get their name out, and just love watching our athletes just, dominate on the field. And they will come to things. We do spirit nights here at Roswell. The kids, they dress up every single Friday night with whatever theme Roswell could pick. And they just dress up. They all get together, and they just love the game, and they come together as a school and just really have that, spirit that we want them to have. We do a kids camp, and then the whole community comes in the summer, and these girls who go to all different elementary schools will come. And it's been awesome. But like I said, you can just come and see all these banners here, and there's just so many people just willing to reach out and be like, hey, how can we get involved within your program? So it's been really cool to see that, because I'm not originally from here. I'm from Ohio, Cleveland area. And moving down here, it was just so nice to see all the publicity of everyone just like, we want to help Roswell, and how can we do that with flag football?
Yeah, you don't want to put one state above the other, but Ohio has some pretty darn good sports as you and I
do.
I grew up in Pennsylvania, so I can talk to a Buckeye like you though. It's okay. There's no animosity. We're friends until we're on the field together. I actually was at the Penn State Ohio State game last weekend. We're talking with Emily Hoza. She is the coach of the week for the Atlanta Falcons, and I mentioned at the top, Coach, Mr. Blank's, kind of pioneering of the sport, Georgia in general, the GHSA and the Falcons have come together so great. What does that mean to you as a coach and someone that is, trying to grow the sport, to know that the team at the top, right, the team that plays on Sunday is reaching down for you? Because I'm going to talk about in a couple of seconds that you made a nice little trip to Mercedes, but what does it mean to you to have the Falcons and the Blank Foundation being kind of at the forefront of what you're trying to grow here in the state of Georgia?
Oh my goodness. When the Falcons reached out, and I had to almost read my email twice, how amazing that was. And the biggest thing is when I see them, I'm like, they're not just a football team. And sometimes when you think of Atlanta Falcons, you're like, yeah, the football team, that's a brand new, beautiful stadium, but they're not. They have the nicest people ever that work for them. They just want to help. Danielle, she's been awesome. She reaches out to me and she emails, and she just wants to make sure that my quarterback, Katie Northerner, is taken care of with the Trailblazer. And it's just so cool because we're, a female program in a male-dominant sport. And they look at us like we are just as important. And that just means so much to me. And I know it means a lot to my girls. And that's what all matters is, impacting their lives. And just seeing at Mercedes-Benz, they have a whole section for the girls flag football program now, right next to the high school football helmet.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
it is. Honestly, when I first saw it, I was almost on the verge of tears seeing Roswell flag, because I'm like, that came from nothing. From me sitting with my athletic director, Ben Suter, and being like, I want this job, and just to see that up there a year later, it was so cool.
Yeah.
And that's why it's cool seeing the Falcons. They're not just a football team. They're more than that. Their community outreach is absolutely insane. They're amazing people.
Yeah, and being based here in Atlanta, very proud of what they do, especially in the sport that they're growing so quickly. And not just here in Georgia, right? It's even in Montana. We had a Coach of the Week on from Montana a couple of weeks ago, which was cool. And you mentioned the Trailblazer a little bit earlier, so I'm going to give you a full platform to talk about that for people around the nation listening to this. What is the Trailblazer Award, and talk about your athlete that's being honored with it?
Yeah, so the Trailblazer is, almost like the Women of the Year award kind of thing. Katie Northerner, same thing. She's not just a flag football player. She has amazing grades. She's the definition of a student athlete. Will ask questions in class. She'll sit front row. She wants to get better. Constantly just, studying and doing things of that nature. Volunteering with community service things, doing student council. In the summer, she used to work at one of her local churches with the special education students, and just things like that. It's just an overall well-rounded student athlete. And, she dominates on the field. She's got an arm that could probably get on our Roswell football team. So, she's got, her attitude's great too. And she's coachable. Just yesterday at her game, I just, was telling her little things, and she's like, yes, coach, yes. And, you love those kids, the ones that are just coachable and just want to get better. And also you could walk in their classroom, just keep your head in, and she's listening, not on her phone. And those are the kids we take a lot of pride of here at Roswell.
Love to hear those stories. And I think I saw a video, and I guess we can combine this question together. I know you guys took a trip to Mercedes-Benz, but I think she had something that not even boys football players have done, right? I think I saw her leading a team out onto the field. Was that? Did I think I saw that, right?
Yes, we had one of our football players came up to me yesterday and was like, "Hey, how do I get on that flag football team and get involved with the Atlanta Falcons?" And I'm like, "I know, we're just getting lucky, man. They're amazing." And Katie got to lead them out. She ran the tunnel, and she ran right by, and led all the football players. I told her, you better run as fast as you can, or they're gonna run over you. And good thing she is also a track star, so she ran pretty fast. And then she did the T-shirt cannon and got on the big jumbotron, and was on TV. And it's just cool that they picked her even if it's just running out and doing the T-shirt cannon. That meant the world to her. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty awesome. I felt like
was the whole team there? I think it looked like there was a picture.
Yeah.
So you were all what? I mean, give me a little bit of some of the things the girls were saying. How exciting it was, all that stuff.
Oh, it was so cool. So when we walked in, there was face painting. Of course, all the girls wanted to get their face painted. We walked in and we all went to the flag football memorial section, and they were just in awe. Some of them haven't seen it before. They're like, Coach Hoza, this is so cool. And I'm like, yeah, like you did this though. Like you were in the first year. Like this is amazing. And they just were sitting in the stands, just having a good time, just being kids and watching the game and talking about stuff. And when Katie was on the screen, they're like, oh, there's Katie. And, just proud of each other. But it was cool just to see them just be kids and watch football.
Yeah, no, I absolutely just love the stories you're telling here. Emily Hoza is the Week 8 Falcons Coach of the Week, doing a great job there creating the program at Roswell High School in suburban Atlanta. The Falcons having a big hand in everything. I mentioned that, the boys program pretty good. Right now they're ranked number 130 in the High School Football America 300 nationally, which is powered by NFL Play Football. Question is, camaraderie, rivalry there? How do the programs get along?
Oh, Chris Pruitt's amazing. He's awesome. The best part is he's got these two sweet little daughters, and Blakely is the oldest one, and she'll come out sometimes and run to the flag football side. So I think we stole her heart. But she's adorable. But he's awesome. He's willing to do whatever, sharing our Twitter things, wanting to help the girls come to our games. And of course we go to their games, but it's cool. And I just love that, he's got these two sweet little girls who are kind of looking over at flag football now. So he gets to have that, my kids play football one day.
Hey, Daddy, Coach Hoza's looking at us. Come on, what should we do here? No, that's a wonderful story. Wrap up with the question that we began with a statement here that you're joining us today because you received the honor from the Falcons on being Coach of the Week, and I just wonder what it means to you to be honored in such a way.
Yeah, and like the Atlanta Falcons, they're just a great organization, and to be honored by them is, it's such a blessing every day to just be like, wow, they acknowledge me. I teach special ed here at Roswell High School, and there's so many great coaches out there, especially flag football, and there's more that we do that people don't see, because we're also teachers. We're in the classroom during post-COVID, and we're still pushing along, and we still coach with all of our heart through it all. And it's awesome to see that recognition, and it just feels awesome, and just knowing that all the hard work I've done is getting recognized, and it's really cool. And there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine what that feels like. And I did want to point out here at the end, because I saw it in your signature when you and I were back and forth. So you said you started in basketball. Now you're the girls' flag head coach. And I also see you're now going to be the boys' golf team head coach, too. I mean, how many hats can you put on that head?
I do love golf. It's like my secret passion. I love golf. I love the Masters. I love following all my favorite golfers. And, it came open, and I was like, flag football's done. I love coaching. Might as well coach these boys up in golf and keep coaching.
I absolutely love it. And what I love about it is you have many ways that you can spend your spare time. And obviously with what we've learned here in the last 15 minutes or so is that you spend it giving back to our youth. So, congratulations on the award. But more importantly, thank you for all you do for student athletes there at Roswell. And best of luck as you continue to grow the Hornets flag football program.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the NFL Play Football Podcast. Coaches, don't forget to check out playfootball.nfl.com for some great resources to help you improve in the coaching profession. I'm Jeff Fisher of High School Football America, and you've been listening to the NFL Play Football Podcast.